valedictory statement will be given by Mr. Dale Ellis Smith, a criminal justice major with a 4.0 grade point average from Vista, California. His profile is printed in your program. Following his presentation, we will be entertained by our university choir. Dale?
Thank you. Good morning. President Poe, our distinguished speaker, Roland Martin, faculty, staff, family members, and the graduating class of spring 2011. Thank you all for coming to Grambling State University to help us celebrate this magnificent occasion. This past week, I went to the Monroe Airport to get my mother, and while I was there, all of the memories from freshman year began to flood my mind. I will never forget flying into the Monroe Airport on the smallest airplane I had ever seen in my life. When I stepped off that plane, I was exposed to something unlike anything I had ever experienced in my life, the Louisiana heat. I instantly wanted to get back on that plane and head back home to San Diego. The next morning, I made it to campus to get my housing assignment. I was told that my dorm was still under construction. I was informed that my temporary housing would be off campus at the Budget Lodge in Ruston. I must admit, I was excited to stay in the hotel until I saw the Budget Lodge Hotel. We can all remember the days that truly tested our dedication to our education, our families, our commitment to be a part of the unique HBCU experience. Your day may have come while standing in the financial aid line for 8 hours, or sitting in an 80-degree classroom in Dunbar. The most important day came when you remembered the men and women who sacrificed so much to ensure that institutions like Grambling could exist all over the country. These men and women face discrimination and obstacles that we can only imagine. I would like to be the first to congratulate you all on recognizing the significance of graduating from an HBCU. Individuals often ask me, what is your motivation? The answer is simple. My mother, Anita Stutter. I first witnessed my mother's strength when I was 7 years old. She was shot 6 times by her ex-husband during an attempted murder-suicide. I was allowed to see my mother after 2 months. Her mouth was wired shut, and the only thing she communicated was by writing down things on a piece of paper. The very first thing my mother wrote down wasn't "I love you," and it wasn't "I'm in pain." She asked me if I'd been going to my baseball games. I couldn't believe that her only concern was my participation in Little League baseball games. If this doesn't show commitment to family, I don't know what does. After 11 reconstructive surgeries, my mother is with us today, and she is as beautiful as ever. My whole life, I felt that I was never able to repay the great debt I owe her. But today, it feels like I'm finally justifying her struggle. As you sit before me, I know that each and every one of you has that person in your life that has motivated you to persevere through adversity and graduate today. Please consider your diploma and the skills and knowledge you have gained over the past 4 years as the first check to repay this symbolic debt. During the summer of 2010, I took part in the Summer Research Opportunities Program at the University of Illinois at Chicago. I conducted research that looked to discover the factors that affect a child's participation in juvenile delinquency prevention programs. The research concluded that the most effective delinquency prevention occurs early in a child's life. This is why I have decided to become an elementary school teacher. Starting in August, I will begin my teaching career in Las Vegas, Nevada through the Teach for America program. Teach for America recognizes that there is an achievement gap between students in lower income communities and higher income communities. I plan to do my part to ensure this achievement gap shrinks during my generation. The research program coordinator, Alan Bryson, left me with these words: "It's not about you. It's not about your friends, your school, your job, your extracurricular activities, your plans, your upbringing. It's not about your background, your neighborhood, your image, your reputation, your clothes. It's not about your socioeconomic status or your Facebook status, your social group or your anti-social group. It's about what are you going to do to contribute to the lives of others." What are you going to do to ensure that someone's life is better tomorrow than it was yesterday? There are young children and children unborn whose lives will depend on the skills, talents, and passion that we currently possess and developed here at Grambling State University. What will you do to contribute to the canvas of life? When you receive your diploma today, you will also be receiving a note card. When you get home today, I want you to take this note card and write down the person that helped you get here, but also write down the person you promised to one day help get here. On my note card, I have written my mother's name for the person that helped me get here, and my little brother's name for the person I promised to help get here one day. I hope you accept the challenge that I present to you today and do your part to ensure the success of not only your close family and friends, but future HBCU students. I, Dale Ellis Smith Jr., am the 14th person in my family to graduate from Grambling State University. And I will do everything in my power to ensure I am not the last. Before I go today, I want to give a special thanks to the most underrated department on Grambling State University's campus. Year after year, the Criminal Justice Department not only produces criminal justice professionals, but these men and women return to Grambling to recruit new graduates. Thank you, Dr. Lori Tomlinson, for first planting the idea in my head that I one day could be valedictorian. Thank you, Ms. Wimberly, for helping to create a family atmosphere in the department that I will never forget. Thank you, Ms. May Conley, for creating some of the Thank you, Ms. May Conley, for creating some of the best internship opportunities this campus has to offer. Thank you, Dr. Joyce Montgomery Scott, for creating the Swanson Grambling Mentoring Program. I hope it will remain here for years to come. Thank you, Dr. Walter Davis from the Sociology Department, for helping to develop my interest in research. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for your years of service and dedication to the criminal justice program. And finally, thank you, Dr. Mary Ann Fisher Giorlando, for investing so much of your time in students like me. I leave you with this quote from Frederick Douglass: "For it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Thank you.